Welcome to Top Tier Trader. I'm your host, Grant Hardy, and we have a special interview coming today with Anthony all the way in New Jersey. So I'm going to let the man introduce himself. So go ahead, Anthony. How you doing, man? Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
So, like you said, my name is Anthony. I've been trading for about, I'll say, over a year, maybe 2 years. I was also in the military. I did 2 tours Iraq and Afghanistan, but besides that, we're talking about trading. So,
Wow, that is awesome.
yeah. So,
Are you
uh,
still in the military?
no, I got out a couple of years ago.
Okay. All right. So what are you doing now?
Well, right now I'm just trying to understand this trading, and I'm actually gonna go back to the car sales business at least part time, so I can at least do two things at once. I mean, the trading and so I don't have to be pressing trade every minute.
Oh, I know. It can get addicting for
It is.
sure. Wow, that's cool. So tell us a little bit about your experience. What happened along your trading journey with Top Tier? Let's hear about that.
I mean, I tried a couple times top tiers, a handful. But a couple time I made it to the second part.
Hmm.
But like my issue is I over leverage, and sometimes I try to find a trade when it's not there, when it's not meeting my confluences, and that was mess me up most of the time.
Right, right.
Uh,
So okay, so you're trying to trade full time. How
yeah.
many challenges have you tried to pass thus far?
Ooh. It's a handful. We could talk about an,
A
an,
handful?
a handful.
Yeah, a handful. How many?
Two handfuls.
Two handfuls. All right. That's all right. That's all right. Hey, that's all right because you can't quit. Like at the end of the day, if you get the funded account and you pass, that's the most important part
Like
because you know the risk to reward for how much you buy and how much you actually get to trade with capital is totally worth it at the end of the day.
yeah, like I got the I got the tier two, and I
Uh-huh.
was said I'm not gonna trade till next week, and I got it like a day or two before the holidays, and
Yeah.
I blew that in 10 minutes just because
10 minutes. What are you doing?
I over leveraged. That's my issue is over
Oh man.
leveraging.
All right. All right. So what trades, what pairs are you trading? What are you doing?
I
Like as
mean,
far as what are you doing wrong?
like I said, my issue is I don't let the trade breathe. I know where I have to put stop loss and the higher. Like if it's in a downtrend, I got to put in the swing high. But since I throw like 100 lot size, which is ridiculous for,
Going in 100 lots? What
I,
what challenge did you purchase?
I purchased multiple 200Ks.
200Ks? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Going in 100 lots. All right. That's
Not
great.
like I mean, it's not
I
great,
mean, I
but
love it. If you're right, it works out. It works out.
no, like I said, it just and there's a couple of trade that I was like I said, if I let it rock longer, I would have passed the whole challenge. But then, I second guess myself. But it's just part of the game.
Right. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. So what pairs you trading? What are you doing?
I mean, GBP, JPY, gold. Um, but usually try to trade everything now or whatever, like whichever setup I see now. Because like I said, I took the course with Anthony like 2 weeks ago, and he basically
Okay.
simplified the trading.
Yeah. Did you got his week long course or the 3 month?
The week long course.
Week long? Yeah. Did you take something from it?
Yeah, no, it took a lot. He basically made trading simple,
Yeah.
and we're like like he introduced stuff that I didn't really use before, like the hidden diversion and the shark fin. That
Yeah.
was basically when I saw that and I saw it played out. That's like you could easily catch a 200 pip moves off of that, and you could trade. Technically, you could take two trades a week and win it, but the problem is being a patient to wait for those trades to develop.
Yeah. You got to wait longer than 10 minutes.
I know that's well, that would have, like I said, and it was in the afternoon. I said to myself, I'm not gonna trade the afternoons. And here we go. The top tier funny account got in my email. Hey,
Right.
these two. I was like, what
Right. Right.
do I
Right.
do?
So I want to know a little bit more about your strategy and how you're doing. Like I want to know what you're actually doing for
well,
your trading.
I'm
What's
marking
your
up.
strategy?
I'm marking up my weekly resistant weekly structures, and then I use on the daily and the weekly I use trend lines.
Uh-huh.
And I usually the Fibonacci. I usually put the Fibonacci if it's in a downtrend and or uptrend, but not when the market is consolidating.
Right.
And like I said, now I incorporated the shark fin and the divergent, which is basically a couple trades been playing out. It's just the point of just me jumping in too soon or over leveraging.
So I will say that's great. So you're more of a swing trader, right? Is
I
that
mean,
what
that's
you're
a,
trying to do?
that's a problem. Is like I mark it up as a swing trade, but like I know the itch to scalp, and it's like
Right.
you really want to set. It's like you really want to see 30,000 in a couple minutes, which is like it
Right.
happened to me on the funded account. I brought it from 181 to like all the way to 210 or 218 like 3 times,
Uh-huh.
and it's just that was just scalping. But like I said, I got to figure out and know what kind of trader I want to be, if it's a swing trader or intraday trader, but I do all of them. That's the problem. I got to stick to one or like one or two maybe.
Right, right. So you open to a little bit of advice? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just from me and my personal experience, so I've been trained for a few years now. The thing about trading is you really have to, it teaches you a lot about yourself, and there's a whole emotional side. And I know just from where I'm at now, whenever I first got into this, I really wanted to be a swing trader. I was just like you, marking up daily charts, marking up weekly charts. I was like, oh, wow, I'm going to catch this big move. I see it coming, but I didn't have the emotional capacity to actually handle that move. Right. So
Okay.
I've learned more that I'm actually an intraday trader. So maybe really try and change your approach to things like that. Right. Because whenever you're sitting there, you're marking it up, you're like, oh, I'm in profit, or oh, I'm in drawdown. Like, bro, you're taking entries off the weekly and
Oh
the
yeah, and
daily. Like
it takes a while. It
that's
takes a while
heavy. That's rough.
it takes a while before it pushes down.
Right.
But the problem is if you don't over
On
leverage
a
it, you
on
actually
100 lots.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe try and stack in a little bit,
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
break that 100 lots in 10 lots, 10 lots increment
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. You
five
could
lots.
go 100 lots, but like,
Don't do it
10,
right. Don't
20.
yeah. Don't do it right off the
Exactly.
beginning. Don't do it at the beginning. Wait for him to create structure, market structure. Like I said, I know like all that. The problem is like 100 lot doesn't give me room to breathe.
Right. So
But
so
then,
you're going all in. Like you're ready.
no, but the problem is I always put the stop loss to be like at least 2 or 3,000 in negative and get out, and that's what I don't let it like get anything less than that. But and that's the issue that can only if I do that I can only take two trades that and I'm done for the day because
Right.
and then I got to find another the next day to trade.
So how many times have you passed tier one?
Maybe three, 4 times. I can't. Probably like 3 or 4 times. But the problem is, before top tier, I did like another challenges and I passed it like consistently tier one. But then tier two is just since I'll be like, oh, I just passed a 20K challenge and was $10,000. It's just like more like I could
Right.
pass it.
So all right. How long? All right, because I actually made a reel about this the other day on taking your time, and like, you have 30 days to
Oh
actually
yeah.
pass the challenge, So, what what's your risk to reward on these trades? I really want to dive more into your strategy, because like I really want to help you. I want you to pass. Like I want to do this interview again, and I want to see that you're actually winning,
Gotcha. Like the reason, like I said, so people have denial what their issue is, and
Mhm.
I know my issue is stop throwing 100 lot size.
Yeah,
But when I get when I get on the phone, it's just 100. It automatically my like I have 3 buddies of mine that they all passing the challenges, they all doing the thing, and I'm actually talking to them like, yo, throw low lot size. I'm actually telling them how to like teaching them what not to throw in
Mhm.
just 2% or 1%, and then I go on my account and then forget what I just told him. Let me just do this in a day. So it's like,
Right,
and like I said, my brother just passed tier one. He's actually in tier two right now, which he's about like he already got 2% or 3%. So he's got to make 5,000, and
right.
then he get funded. But that's because I'm kind of helping him out and but I can't help myself out.
Right. No, bro, you got to follow your own advice. That's the thing.
Yes.
Like, it's easy, like, hey, I know what I'm doing, but then, you get to yourself and, that's just how it goes. That's cool. But you can't quit, and
No,
you can't quit.
I'm not
Can't
quitting,
quit.
but the problem is like I might take a step back so I could keep on looking to try and fine tune it because like I said, the
You
money
should. You probably should.
seeing the money in drawdown doesn't really see like a negative 2,000. I'm already saw the account negative 10,000. And the problem is that when I first started trading, I got in a gold trade and I had a $300, $500 account, and I grew that up to 10,000 in a week, and that just messed up my whole mindset
Yes.
of trying to make money like thing, and then it wicked me out by $1, and it took off all the way to 20 something. That's before the big push to the high point, and I'm here like I could have, and I threw like a 10 standard on it. I'm like I could have $100,000 if
Right,
it would me
right.
out for the $1.
Hey, we've all been there. I can't say how, especially like early on, how many times I've actually done that. You get your account, you grow it, you're like, oh wow, I'm great. I'll quit my job, I'll do whatever I got to do, and the next thing you get humbled really quick by the
Oh
market.
yeah, definitely. The market
So
doesn't care who you are. It's gonna humble you
no,
quick.
it does what it does, right? So what once you pass, right? What's your plan with that? What's your vision? Where are you gonna go from there once you pass?
I mean, once I pass it, I mean, whenever I pass the count, because I'm gonna pass it. It's just a
You're gonna
matter of
pass it.
it's just a matter of me have to keep on getting this ass beat or like
Yeah.
helping my ass
We
throw
all
more
take it on the
lot
chin.
size. But I'm gonna try to grow the account to the max, so that's the profit I want to see. But my lot size can't take a 200K. So the lot
Right.
size that I'm throwing is for almost $1 million account, and that's the 1 to 2 risk to reward or 1 to stuff. But I can't do it off of 200K. But it's just I gotta slow it down, gotta beat every challenge at once, and then
Yeah.
slowly grow the account, and then eventually get to the $1 million account, and then that's when I'm gonna basically see the profit that I want to see.
Right. So you're looking to live from this. You're looking
Yes,
to.
yes. This is like I said, I'm the one convincing all my friends to get on this and everything, and
Oh man.
I finally convinced 3 of them to join, and then after a year of them like nah, and they actually started doing it now, and they're actually doing good right now.
Wow,
They
that's
don't they
awesome.
haven't blown their account because they're taking the risk management, which I be telling them like, yo, risk less,
Risk less. So are you gonna change your approach now that you've had some trial and error, and are you gonna change your approach and like maybe how you trade? You're gonna change your strategy? Like what's next for you?
my strategy, like I think my strategy is good. The problem is the lot size is not the over leveraging is my issue.
Right.
Like I said, I could use like markup. I see trend line. I see like I said, off of Fibonacci 61.8, take a trade. Only one is in a downtrend or an uptrend, but and then when to stay away. Like if the market is just choppy, get out, find another trade. But like I said, it's just more of me risking. I actually put where the stop loss needs to be, which is in the lower swing low, and let it at least take a trade that's 1 or 2 risk to reward.
Right. So are you self-taught? Like how did you start learning?
Just watching videos. Like I said, I paid for Anthony's course because like I said, I knew almost everything he was talking about, but he just made it simple. Like, look, I just put a line here, the line there, and just take a trade, and he makes it. But that's Anthony. That's what I'm saying. That's Anthony. That's my guy that was negative $3 million. He made a negative $3 million and recovered that back in a couple. Like that's Anthony. You can't.
Yeah, he's wild.
Yeah, he's wild. But
totally different level.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem is, like you said, I got to figure out which strategy I want to be. Which type of trader instead of being a swing trader. Because like I said, I try everything from scalping. I need to stay away from scalping. Actually, that's my issue because scalping is the one that makes me throw the high lot size, and then that's why. But if I intraday to swing trade, I'm risking less, and I'm letting the trade breathe.
Yes, I completely agree. So I think, and this is just my opinion, and this is from what I learned. I really think you should try to just intraday trade and lower your risk.
Oh yeah, definitely.
because it sounds great. You're going to catch these huge moves. It's going to be awesome, but lower your risk.
Definitely.
And then just try and catch moves in a single day. Like I said, there's an entire emotional
Oh no,
process
I
to
try to
learn.
get out. I try to get out once I see a 4 hour support resistant. Like if I'm intraday or scalping, I try to get out the 4 hour. Like I said, oh, there's a 4 hour support level right there. I mean, why like if I'm in a good trade position size, and I'm like, I'll let it hold over the day.
Right.
But if I'm not, then I'm like, okay, I'm taking this 4 hour. I'm walking away basically.
Right. So what's your confluence that you need to justify taking a trade?
I mean, honestly,
What do you need to see to be like, oh look, I'm going to take this trade
I mean,
and
I'm
I'm
honestly,
committed.
I'm kind of like an aggressive trader. Like
Mhm.
if I hit it, touch the trend line off the third touch, I'll go for the trade. However, and then my stop loss is gonna be like, well, if I let it hit my stop loss, it's supposed to be in the swing, the higher swing high, or if I'm taking a short.
Mhm.
But I don't let it, I don't let it get there because of the 100 lot. It doesn't allow me to like let it breathe, because if it one wick, it would just basically blow my account.
So,
Or
so you're trading on you did the $200,000 challenge, right?
yes.
So what size lot do you think that you need to be using to justify, not over leveraging?
I mean, justifying like for depending if I'm risking from 0.5 to 3%, could be anywhere from whatever is the pair, but about 4 standard to pushing it to like 10 standard, that should be the most. And I'm here
Yeah,
throwing I'm here throwing 100 lot. Well, that's the
I
thing.
agree.
That's the perfect entry. What I tell the perfect risk to reward loss size, which
If
but
the risk, yeah,
every trade is different. That's what I say. Every trade, it might be
right.
it might only have a 10 pip stop loss versus, like I said, but then your risk but because of the higher, like a weekly resistance, weekly support is there. But the problem is my loss size doesn't allow me to let it breathe. And
Right.
that's
You got to remember too, like once you pass and you pass tier one, you pass tier two, you have to keep the account once you're funded. So you can't, you're like, oh yeah, I passed. So once you pass, you have to keep that same mentality and not over leverage. That's
oh yeah,
really important.
that's
It's
that. So
really important to remember.
my issue is, I believe so, is the time limit.
Uh-huh.
Because I feel like if I don't have that in my head, I feel like I could profit. Like I have in my mental, like, okay, I'm not gonna try to over leverage. I'm gonna start going the count. I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna start with a $5,000 week, or maybe $3,000 week, and then we'll go like that, and eventually, okay, this is working, and then I'm increasing it. But the problem is, the date, which it says 30 days, which is a lot. It's a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of time to pass it. But in my mindset, I need to pass it in 1 or 2 or 3 days. And it's just like, once I clear all that the date, like I don't have no time frame. I believe I believe that I'll basically just become a profitable trader, just because I'm taking that day out. I'm just picking my trades now. It's not like if I start a trade and then plan out, and then my other trade doesn't develop until like a week from now, then it's like I'm losing that whole week without trading.
You're not though.
I mean, if I don't take a trade, I'm not losing. So if you don't take a trade, that's honestly a good thing, because you got to stop yourself from trading.
No, I'm going to tell you right now, no trade is better than taking a bad trade.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no trade is better than taking a bad trade.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I think you're on the right path for sure. And you definitely should change your approach. And it it's tough,
It
it
is.
is tough at the end of the day. It's
You
tough.
said, I like that GJ drop when you were there. You went to sleep and woke up with a two. Was it 4 lot or 2 lot? And you
Two
had
lots.
2 lot and had a
$4,000.
exactly. And it was,
Yeah.
and I was in that trade. I called that trade out to my friends. It's like, oh, I had it marked up. And like, why you ain't call that trade? Like it had a perfect trend line touches, and it had a diversion. It had a shark fin.
It was off. It was off moving averages.
Exactly. I was like, perfect trade into structure. And then I was like, and I was in the same trade, but the
So
problem is,
I want you to take that and I want you to stop over leveraging. Okay.
Yes.
And I want you, I want you to take only quality trades.
Yes.
Only take those quality trades, because we're going to do this interview again and you're going to pass. I know it.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I'm gonna calm my ass down. I'm
Absolutely.
That's why I'm showing my friend and my brother to trade so they could slow me down a little bit. Just because doing this by yourself is not fun. I mean, it's fun, but you need somebody here to say you want to relax a little bit. But
Yeah, just relax, man. You don't, you got 30 days. You don't got to pass it in 10 minutes.
Oh, I know.
You know, you can do it. You got it. You got this.
Definitely.
So we're gonna do this interview again when you pass. All right,
Okay.
that's a promise.
Yes, yes.
And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
And I just want to say thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your experience. This is definitely the first interview of this kind.
Oh yeah.
And I want you to keep going. Don't quit.
Oh no, I won't.
You know, keep learning. You're there. You're on the right path, and I love it. And so yeah, man. Thank you. It's really nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me. Like I said, it's just, hey, I'm gonna pass this time. You know, taking
this was fun. This was fun.
Slow and simple.
Yeah, you got this.
I need you to bless that account. Bless it.
All right, you've been blessed. Yes, sir. All right. Well, anyways, this wraps up this interview. Thank you for tuning in. I want to remind you to like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you next time. We hope you are our next top tier trader.